The Galactic Council believed Earth's biosphere was impossible, a world with deadly oxygen levels, crushing gravity, extreme weather, and fierce microbes. No species could survive there, let alone thrive. When Earth's samples arrived, shock and fear rippled through the galaxy's greatest minds. They debated if Earth was a threat, a mystery, or a death trap. The stakes were high. Could they understand this world without being destroyed? Could they make peace with a planet hostile to all? This story is tense and emotional, filled with wonder, fear, and awe. It explores how the galaxy's finest must face the unknown, challenge their beliefs, and prepare for what comes next when Earth sends not just samples, but a living ambassador. The great chamber hung in silence, broken only by the soft hum of life support systems. 15 floating islands drifted carefully in the vast space, each a perfect globe filled with the air, water, or gas their species required. Ambassadors from across the galaxy gathered to hear the report that could change everything. Lead scientist Haxor stood tall on his platform, his white robes flowing in the chamber's artificial breeze. His crown of twisting bones, marked with centuries of knowledge, shone faintly in the pale light. He held no weapon, carried no armor, yet his presence commanded respect. Around him, the council waited, curious, anxious, skeptical. Respected ones, Haxor began, his voice steady but heavy with meaning. Our team has completed the analysis of the samples brought from Earth. The results challenge every assumption we have about life-supporting worlds. A murmur passed through the floating islands. The Unair delegation's crystal-clear water sphere shimmered as its aquatic delegates exchanged urgent signals. The Zenti's antennas sparked with electric chatter. The Corfax representatives, six-armed and fierce, grappled briefly before settling down, their eyes wide. Haxor raised a hand to calm them. First, the atmosphere. Earth's air is 20% oxygen, 78% nitrogen. A deep silence fell. For most species present, oxygen was a poison. Many lived in methane or chlorine clouds, others submerged in endless oceans. Earth's atmosphere was an insult to survival, too rich, too reactive. Ambassador Flowing Current of the Unair broke the quiet. Her blue body pressed against the glass of her sphere. This must be a mistake. 20% oxygen would kill all aquatic life. It would turn their oceans into acid. Haxor shook his head. The measurements have been verified by multiple independent teams. The oxygen levels are accurate. He activated a hologram that spun molecular diagrams and chemical formulas. Several islands drifted closer, trying to understand. How do they survive? Another voice asked, this time from the Thorali, tiny silicon-based bipeds. Their bodies would burn from the inside out. They have evolved enzymes and repair systems that neutralize oxygen's damage, Haxor explained. Their cells are in a constant battle against themselves. Their DNA repairs damage continuously, but it accumulates over time, causing aging. A ripple of shock passed through the chamber. Their very existence is a biochemical war, Haxor added solemnly. But their world must be a firestorm, said a PYTH delegate. Such oxygen with heat, and gravity double our own. How does Earth avoid burning to ash? Images appeared, vast green forests, wide oceans, cities shining under blue skies. Fires do occur, Haxor said, but plants have adapted to fire as part of their life cycle. Humans build with fire-resistant materials and have networks trained to control and extinguish fires using water and chemicals. Flowing Current's voice rose. But water evaporates and becomes steam. Wouldn't that burn them? Water absorbs heat and blocks oxygen from feeding fires, Haxor replied patiently. It's one of their main fire suppressants. Questions came fast, about blood, pressure, gravity. Haxor showed images of red, blue, and yellow blood cells. Most Earth creatures use iron-based hemoglobin to carry oxygen, turning their blood red. The Fovan ambassador floated closer. Iron exposed to oxygen. The corrosion must be catastrophic. Haxor nodded. Protein structures protect the iron, allowing reversible oxygen binding. It is a remarkable biochemical system. Temperature and gravity were next. Earth's surface ranges from -89 degrees Celsius to 56. Gravity is about twice that of many of you. This combination would kill or crush most known species instantly. Flowing currents, blue skin pulsed nervously. How can they move, live, and breathe in such extremes? They adapt to zones within their world, Haxor explained. Technology helps them survive temporarily in harsher environments. The Vaskra commander Thrakner, scales gleaming in military formation, leaned forward. This planet sounds forged in conflict. High oxygen means energy. Strong gravity means strong bodies. Extreme temperatures mean adaptability. These humans must be warriors. Haxor hesitated. I cannot confirm their military nature. But their world is hostile to any invasion. Images of insects appeared. Earth hosts millions of species, many venomous or disease carriers. Insects act in vast swarms capable of overwhelming even large creatures quickly. Thrakner's scales darkened with interest. Your armors might protect you temporarily, but these insects will find a way. Storms were next, hurricanes, blizzards, lightning strikes flashing across the planet. Their weather systems generate destructive forces beyond our shield's design. Tell us about the microbes, Renaer, a medical officer, ordered. They often defeat armies before battles begin. Haxor's voice lowered. Earth's microbes are aggressive and diverse. Bacteria survive extremes from ice to boiling springs. Viruses mutate rapidly, outpacing medical science. Fungi can infect living hosts and even control their behavior. The Pure One's representative insisted, we must classify Earth as a contagion zone. No contact, no communication, quarantine it forever. Thrakner countered, cowards. Hiding from the unknown while a threat grows unchecked. The council erupted. Floating islands collided, diplomats shouting, struggling to maintain order. Haxor raised his voice. Order. We are the Galactic Council. The island settled, and Haxor proposed a new classification, Death World Scale, to rank planets hostile to visitors. Earth would be the baseline, Death World Class 10. Suddenly, alarms rang from Haxor's data pad. His crown bones stiffened in shock. The teleportation chamber, there is an incident. The containment field is stabilizing, not failing. The energy signature is active. The council froze, eyes turning behind Haxor. The chamber door opened slowly. There stood a human. Bare skin, dark fur-like hair, clothes formal but simple. A smile crossed his face as he said clearly, hello there. Ambassador Jones from Earth. Sorry to drop in unannounced. You sent for a delivery, so we thought we'd come ourselves. The chamber fell into stunned silence. 15 species, centuries of knowledge and power, frozen before one unarmed, breathing human who stood under their gravity, breathing their air, smiling. The calm before a storm. The silence stretched like a heavy fog. Every ambassador's gaze was fixed on the lone human standing calmly in their chamber. None spoke, unsure if this was a diplomatic insult or a sign of bold friendship. The human, Ambassador Jones, simply smiled and folded his hands before him. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important, he said, his voice clear and steady in the vast room. We received your message to deliver Earth's samples personally. We thought it best to come in person. I guess that was a surprise. Haxor's 4 blue eyes blinked rapidly as he struggled to process the impossible. The human breathed their atmosphere, his heart beating steadily under their gravity, without armor or shield. It was as if he belonged here. But none here belonged on Earth. Ambassador Flowing Current swam close to her sphere's edge, her voice trembling through the translator. How is this possible? Your world is poison to us all. This should be impossible. Jones chuckled softly. I'm not from here, that's true. But Earth. Earth is home. We've adapted in ways you can't imagine. Not just biologically, but with technology and willpower. The Vaskrank commander, Thrakner, narrowed his 4 eyes. You speak with confidence, human, but what proof do you have? What makes your species so special? Jones looked around the chamber, his smile never fading. Because we survive where others fall. We thrive where others die. We turn poison into life. We bend the impossible to our will. That's what Earth teaches us. Whispers spread among the council. Was this bravado, or truth? The Zendi's antennas twitched with rapid signals, while the Cryoth seemed to shimmer nervously. Even the small Thorali paused their chatter, sensing something larger than science or politics. Haxor stepped forward, regaining some composure. Ambassador Jones, your arrival confirms what our data already suggests. Earth's biosphere defies all known principles. You embody an evolutionary path unknown to us. But tell us, how do you endure the gravity, the oxygen, the microbes? Jones nodded. It's not easy. We are strong, yes. But we rely on many things. Our bodies adapt over time. Our medicine fights microbes. Our machines help us breathe and move in harsh places. Our cities protect us from storms and fire. We are a species of survivors and inventors. Flowing Current's voice sharpened. Yet you stand here unprotected. How do you not collapse? How do you breathe without damage? Jones smiled wider. I'm used to it. My lungs filter oxygen. My blood carries it with proteins you saw. My cells repair damage constantly. And my mind keeps me going. That is the difference. The council buzzed with new energy. Some ambassadors showed admiration, others deep fear. Could a species so fragile also be so strong? Could Earth's people really survive where all others would perish? Thrakner's voice cut through the room. What of your weapons? Your warriors. You come here with claims of survival, but what if Earth is a fortress? What if you bring war? Jones's expression grew serious. We have weapons, yes. But war is not our goal. We come to learn, to share knowledge, to build peace. We know we are different, and that difference scares many of you. But it can also be a bridge. Haxor nodded slowly. Your arrival changes everything. The question is no longer, can we survive Earth, but, can we trust Earth? Suddenly, alarms blared again. Haxor's data pad flashed warnings. There's another issue, he said grimly. The teleportation system is fluctuating. The samples, and now Ambassador Jones, seem to be linked to a mysterious energy field. It's unlike anything we've seen. The islands shuddered. The council's order was fracturing. Some wanted to retreat, others to prepare defenses. Jones raised a hand to calm them. Whatever this energy is, he said, it's part of Earth's nature too. We harness it to travel, to communicate, to protect ourselves. It's the next step in our evolution. Ambassador Flowing Current asked sharply, is this energy safe? Could it harm us? Jones shook his head. We mean no harm. But it's powerful, yes. And it will change how the galaxy sees us. Haxor looked around. Then we must decide. How do we proceed? Do we embrace this unknown, or isolate Earth forever? A chorus of voices erupted again, but this time with a new tone, curiosity mingled with caution, fear blended with hope. Jones took a step forward. Let me show you. Let me take you to Earth, so you can see for yourselves. The chamber fell into stunned silence once more. Haxor's crown bones shifted in a complex pattern, a sign of deep thought and decision. Very well, he said finally. Earth will be studied, not feared. But under strict conditions. Jones's smile returned. Thank you. You won't regret it. As the council prepared for the unprecedented journey ahead, a silent truth settled over them: Earth was no longer a mystery contained in samples. It was a living world, with living people, ready to step into the galaxy's great stage. And the story was only beginning. The decision rippled across the Galactic Council like a shockwave. Earth would no longer be just a distant, hostile planet marked as a death world. Now, it was to be studied up close, visited by some of the galaxy's most powerful species. Delegations prepared to leave their floating islands and board the ships that would carry them to the blue and green world of Earth. Ambassador Jones stood at the center of the chamber, calm and confident, yet aware of the weight his species now carried. He was the first human many of these delegates had ever met, and his presence symbolized a fragile bridge between worlds. The preparations were meticulous. The visitors required suits to survive Earth's atmosphere and gravity. Many of their bodies could not handle its harshness. Jones, however, needed none. He had walked through fire and storms, survived poisons and plagues, and adapted to his world's brutal environment. As the transport ships hovered near Earth's orbit, the council members peered down through their windows at the vast planet below. Oceans stretched deep blue, forests swayed in the wind, deserts stretched endless, and cities sparkled like jewels in the night. But the beauty did not hide the dangers Haxor had described. Violent storms churned across the atmosphere, lightning flashed fiercely, and massive hurricanes twisted like living beasts. Jones spoke softly to the gathered delegates. Earth is a place of life and death, creation and destruction. You will see wonders and horrors. Respect it, and it will teach you. The first landing zone was a research outpost located on a high plateau. Here, Earth's biosphere was carefully monitored by human scientists who greeted the arriving aliens with cautious welcome. The visitors struggled at first. Their bodies strained under the gravity, their lungs fought the oxygen-rich air. Specialized suits and breathing apparatuses were their lifelines. Humans moved with a fluid grace, showing an ease the visitors envied. Haxor examined the plants growing in the nearby forest, trees twisted and bent, leaves thick with wax, flowers vibrant and strange. Your world's flora is as fierce as your insects, he murmured. Jones nodded. Every species here is a fighter. We have learned to live alongside them, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in conflict. The visitors were soon introduced to Earth's small creatures, ants moving in massive colonies, spiders weaving intricate webs, and even tiny viruses that mutated rapidly. Beware the smallest things, Jones warned. They can bring down giants. As days passed, the delegates grew more impressed and uneasy. They witnessed humans battling raging fires, repairing cities after storms, and using technology to turn hostile landscapes into homes. Yet they also saw sickness and death, the constant price of survival on a death world. During a night briefing, Haxor turned to Jones. Your species' strength is undeniable. But how do you handle fear? How do you face the knowledge that your world could kill you? Jones looked up at the stars shining above the outpost. Fear is part of life. We carry it like a shadow, but we do not let it control us. We fight, we build, and we hope. Suddenly, an alarm blared. A violent storm was approaching fast, threatening the outpost. The council members rushed outside, struggling against the wind and rain. Jones moved effortlessly, guiding them to shelter. Inside the safety of the facility, the group watched the storm rage through the valley below. Trees snapped like twigs, rivers flooded, and lightning struck with relentless fury. It is beautiful, whispered Flowing Current. And deadly. Jones smiled faintly. Earth is both. You learn to respect both sides. As the storm passed, a strange energy flickered in the sky, a shimmering wave that pulsed with light and power. Haxor's eyes widened. The energy field, it is active again. Jones nodded. It is the force we use to travel between worlds. It is part of Earth's future. The Council realized that Earth's dangers were matched only by its potential, the raw power of life itself harnessed and shaped. As the delegation prepared to return to the Galactic Council, a new understanding had formed. Earth was no longer just a death world, it was a crucible of life, strength, and hope. Jones extended a hand toward Haxor. This is only the beginning. We invite you to learn more, to build peace and knowledge together. Haxor hesitated, then clasped the human's hand firmly. Then let us begin. Outside, the stars shone brightly, as if watching a new chapter in the galaxy's history unfold. Back at the Galactic Council chamber, the atmosphere had shifted. Where once there was fear and doubt, now flickered curiosity and cautious hope. The delegates returned from Earth with stories that stirred the chamber, a place usually ruled by logic and cold data, now filled with awe and wonder. Ambassador Flowing Current swam restlessly in her water sphere. The humans, they are unlike any species I have met. Their resilience borders on madness. Haxor nodded thoughtfully. Their biology is a continuous battle against destruction, yet they thrive. Their technology supplements their weaknesses, but it is their will that astonishes me. The Zenti delegation's antennas sparked with bursts of electrical energy as they debated the implications. Their collective voice hummed in unison, Earth challenges everything we understand about life and survival. But not all were convinced. The pure ones, cloaked in layers of protective barriers, remained wary. This planet is a danger, their representative insisted. The diseases alone could destroy entire civilizations if not contained. Thrakner, the Vaskrank commander, stepped forward. We cannot hide behind fear. The humans have shown they can stand among us. It is time to consider them as allies, or at least as equals. Haxor took the floor, his crown bones glowing softly. To build peace, we must understand more than biology. We must learn their culture, their hopes, and their fears. I propose sending a permanent diplomatic mission to Earth. A wave of murmurs and nods passed through the chamber. It was a bold step, but the only path forward. Ambassador Jones smiled at the proposal. Earth welcomes you. We will share our knowledge and learn yours. Together, we can face the challenges of the universe. The first diplomatic envoy was formed, a group of diverse species ready to live on Earth, to experience its life firsthand, and to share their own cultures. Their arrival was met with a mixture of excitement and caution. Humans greeted their guests warmly, eager to show the galaxy the beauty of their world beyond the dangers. Days turned into weeks as the envoys adapted. They learned to walk the forests, swim the oceans, and survive the storms. They listened to human stories, of love, loss, and the constant struggle to survive. Haxor kept detailed records. The lessons here extend beyond science. They teach resilience, hope, and unity in the face of adversity. But as the envoys integrated, new challenges arose. Earth's microbes tested their immune systems. Gravity strained their muscles. The extremes of temperature challenged their technology. One night, Ambassador Flowing Current confided in Jones. Your world is harsh. Why do you choose to stay? Jones looked out at the star-filled sky. Because it is home. Because in its struggle, I find purpose. Because every day is a chance to fight for something better. Suddenly, a transmission crackled through the envoy's communication devices. It was an urgent message from the Galactic Council. There is unrest beyond the known systems. Threats rising that may reach Earth. We need your strength and wisdom. The Council faced a new test. Could the newly formed alliance stand united against a threat unknown? Could Earth's death world survivors teach the galaxy to endure, or would the harshness of their world isolate them once again? Jones looked to his fellow humans and the alien envoys. We've survived worse. Together, we will face what comes. Haxor closed his data pad and stood. Then let us prepare. This is not just Earth's fight. It is the fight of all who choose to live. Outside, Earth storms raged once more, but inside the hearts of those gathered, a quiet fire burned, a fire of hope and unbreakable will. The threat from beyond the known systems arrived faster than anyone expected. Dark ships slipped through the void, shadowy and silent, carrying weapons and armies unfamiliar to the Galactic Council. The galaxy's greatest powers scrambled to respond, and Earth was no exception. Ambassador Jones stood among the council members, his expression calm but resolute. "We have lived through storms, fires, plagues, and war on Earth. This new enemy will find we are not so easy to break." The new allies, humans and envoys alike, prepared for battle. Though many species struggled to adapt to Earth's gravity and atmosphere, they found strength in unity. Humans shared their tactics, their technology, and their unyielding spirit. The first clash was brutal. Enemy forces descended on a mining colony near Earth's orbit. The battle was fierce, storms raging both in space and on the planet's surface below. Humans fought alongside the Vaskrank warriors, the Zenti strategists, and even the aquatic Anair who donned special suits to brave Earth's environment. Amid the chaos, Ambassador Flowing Current swam through a flooded section of the colony, her blue form a flash of light as she helped rescue trapped colonists. "Your world tests us," she said breathlessly, "but we will not fail." On Earth's surface, human soldiers moved with practiced efficiency, their armor designed to withstand the extremes of their planet. They pushed back the invaders, their weapons and willpower a force unlike any the galaxy had seen. Haxor observed the battle from a command center, his crown bones twitching with worry and pride. The Death World has forged warriors beyond imagination. Their survival is now our hope. Yet the enemy was relentless. Their weapons disrupted the energy fields humans relied on for travel and communication. Cities trembled under the assault, and casualties mounted. In a quiet moment, Jones met with the council. "This fight is not just about survival. It is about proving that life, no matter how fragile or fierce, can endure and rise." As the battle raged, Earth's unique biosphere revealed unexpected allies. Swarms of insects, once seen as mere nuisances, disrupted enemy machinery. Fungi released spores that confused invaders' sensors. Even the microbes played a role, attacking unfamiliar biology in ways that gave humans an edge. The council marveled at the planet's natural defenses, realizing Earth was more than a death world, it was a living fortress. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, the tide of battle shifted. The enemy's advance faltered under the combined strength of the Galactic Council's forces and Earth's fierce inhabitants. Finally, the enemy retreated, their dark ship slipping away into the void. Silence fell over the battered council chamber. Exhausted but victorious, the allies looked to each other with newfound respect. Jones raised a hand. Earth was once thought impossible. Now, it is a symbol. A symbol of survival, strength, and unity. Haxor smiled, his crown bones glowing gently. This victory belongs to all who chose to stand together. The Death World is no longer a place of fear. It is a beacon of hope. The Council voted to lift Earth's quarantine. They opened new channels of communication, science, and culture. And in the years that followed, Earth's people and their allies reshaped the galaxy's future. From impossible beginnings, a new chapter was written, one where life, against all odds, endured and thrived among the stars.